Example number 1, we're hitting the note, bending it down, and coming back up to the natural pitch. Let's try that together. A harmonica, example number 1, 6th draw. Five draw. Notice on the notation how it has a small plus above the note head for the 5 draw half step bend, because it actually can't go all the way down to a half step bend. That's just a notational way of recognizing the fact that it actually doesn't give you a new note. 4 draw. 3 draw. Notice that on the 3 draw we're only going down a whole step bend. You can go down a full minor third or 3 half step bends. The reason why we're not going for that is that's just not a note we commonly use in second position. It's very, very rare. And by the time we do want to use it, which is most commonly in third position, by the time we get to that, you'll already be able to bend that far. We really just want that 3 draw whole step bend because it's the most musical bend on the 3 draw, or the deepest musical bend on the 3 draw. 2 draw. And 1 draw. Example 1.2 is now practicing going from a note to a bend to a blow. Here we go. Now, let's say if you go from 4 to 4 bend to 4 blow, and it sounds something like this. It means you didn't relax your bend embouchure. You want to go 4, hump the tongue up for the 4 bend, and then get it back down out of the way, our just general open and relaxed embouchure, so that the 4 blow is not affected by our 4 bend embouchure. Another side note, at this point you probably can't hit all those bends. Probably 3 draw is pretty challenging, then 2 draw really challenging. Give it some time. When it comes to the song and there's a 2 draw bend in there, just give it your best. If it moves a tiny bit, hey, great. Over time that 2 is going to get deeper. We're not in a hurry in this. Alright, let's move on to example 1.3. This is a little bit more challenging. 1.3 focuses on hitting a note, bending it down, and then going to another draw note that is not bent. So your timing is very important. If we do a 4 draw, for example, go 4, 4 bend 3, and we get this. Can you hear that the 3 was bent? I didn't release my bend embouchure soon enough. Let me do that now. That's what we're listening for. What if I do this? Can you hear that my 4 bend went back up 3 draw? I released my bend too soon. So it's all about timing. 4, 4 bend, and as you're moving to the 3, your tongue is dropping down so that you can get that 3 in play unaffected by the 4 bend. Another example. So it's all about timing. So this is a great exercise for that. Here we go, example 1.3. There's no draw below the 1 draw, so we went for the 1 blow. Example 1.4 works on the dip. A dip starts in the bent position. Well, that's something that's a little bit more down the road, bending skill-wise. But we can get pretty darn close to that with an articulation. Let's try 4 draw, kya. Kya. The k is the bend, and then the ah is the release of it. Can you hear that 4 bend, 4 release? Or you can try chia, chia. Again, like in all bending, you will need to experiment a little bit to see if you can make that happen. If in the song there's a dip called for and it's just killing you to get that dip in time, you drop the dip. You can always add that dip over time. But the dip is a very common used technique in harmonica, especially on the 3 draw. If I was to go 3 blow, 3 draw, 4 draw, you'll commonly hear a player put a dip on the 3. So you blow, then kya for the dip, and go to the 4. how nice that sounds? That's the dip. Country music fans, you'll find they use dips a lot in their playing. So here's example 1.4. You're going to start with a fairly small embouchure, kya, and then bend it down. 5 draw. 4 draws a little further back in the mouth now. 3 draw. 2, more of the ku area, kwa. And 1. Probably won't articulate at all, just whoa, whoa. The more successful ones for you right now will be the k ones. Probably 5 draw, 4 draw will probably be your easier dips, and 3 draw is not too bad. Again, give it some time, experiment. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the song Feelin' for the Blues.